Welcome back to Crazy X Podcast. This time, Roger and I watched Season 2, Episode 5, Why is Josh's Ex-Girlfriend Eating Carbs? As always, we'll start off with a synopsis. Rebecca is determined to bond with Valencia over their shared trauma with Josh and kidnaps her, taking her to a knockoff Burning Man in the desert. After a bad trip, Valencia's sadness and Rebecca's anger break through, and when Josh shows up, they take it out on him, but find friendship with each other instead. Meanwhile, Josh decides to swear off women, but is instantly distracted by a new hot girl. Rebecca and Paula are just awkward, and White Josh and Darryl overcome their insecurities and move forward in their relationship. Roger, what'd you think of this episode?
You know, I actually enjoyed this episode. There was a lot of depth with a lot of the characters. Obviously, look, I have some issues, and we're going to talk about those issues, but I thought the episode overall was pretty good.
Yeah, I like this episode too. I don't really like the song, any of the songs in this episode, which
I'm surprised.
is kind of a bummer.
First song would have been like the type of song you like.
I mean, I didn't hate it, but it's not a favorite by any means. It's very forgettable.
Gave me like Sarah Bareilles vibes.
I think Jason Mraz was the vibe
folky
that I got.
Pop.
I mean, certainly parts of it were funny.
Sure.
But the other song is also like kind of not a song, so...
I didn't know how to classify the other one, to be 100%.
The only reason I told you that it was a song is that it's on the album.
Oh.
It's called the Triceratops Ballet.
Okay. If it is, it is.
I like some things about it. But yeah, generally, I also really like this episode. Darryl and White Josh are the best.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
And despite the fact that it was incredibly awkward, I think that like this new dynamic between Rebecca and Paula will result in something later. Like they're being forced to face some issues that they're having, which I think is good. I'm glad that we are getting some depth on Valencia and that she's, I guess, probably here to stay now.
I would assume Greg's exit opened the door for her re-entrance.
Yeah.
Because now you need another character to fill that space, and the timing couldn't have been better.
Yeah. And I think that there's a lot of I think something this show does a really good job of is like on purpose taking like tropes or ideas to like an extreme so that you can like see underneath some of the like problems, and I think that they did a good job of that in this episode. I
agree with that.
Yeah.
So, you want to start with Rebecca or you want to close with Rebecca?
We can start with Rebecca.
How'd you feel about Rebecca in this episode?
Yeah, again, really like the dynamic between Paula and... Well, I didn't like it. It was incredibly awkward. But I think that is... It was
appropriate.
It's an appropriate thing to be happening. There is also some, like, truly hilarious stuff with Rebecca. Just sort of, like... It is so Rebecca to go off on, like, a feminist rant about Roxanne Gay and getting down to your primal female energy. And I actually... Yeah, that was good. And I think, I mean, kidnapping Valencia is obviously incredibly problematic. Is
it?
Yes.
Is kidnapping a thing that we consider to be good, bad, okay? Where do we put on the scale of acceptable behavior between friends, colleagues, anyone in life?
Especially if you think back to episode 2, I think, the Feeling Kinda Naughty song. It's like, oh, Rebecca, you shouldn't be allowed to do this to Valencia specifically. That's not okay.
That's what I would call scary.
It's scary, yeah. Oddly, Valencia seems fine with it at the end.
Is it Stockholm Syndrome?
Maybe. I also think, and I like hope that we will explore this a bit more. Valencia... I like that we're not, like, removing that Valencia is kind of a bitch. Like, I know that they, like, make the whole play about, like, reclaiming the word bitch, etc. But, like, she threw a meatball sub at a delivery person because the meatball sub was cold. Like, that is still Valencia. She's still the same person, but we're, like, learning more about her, and she's discovering more about herself, which I think is interesting. And I think she has, like, yes, she was mean and had like problems and like probably shouldn't have been dating Josh. He also like basically emotionally cheated on her. He left before he left, I think is what she said.
He said he emotionally checked out.
Yeah.
Which I think is correct.
Correct. Like I think that she has some like real beef there. And I think it is just like Rebecca to focus on like Josh took advantage of her, which is true. Like he didn't have a place to live and he like started sleeping with her so he could live at her house, which is problematic. But we kind of ignore all of the things that Rebecca does that are also incredibly problematic and traumatic for Josh.
I mean, we don't see that scenario the same way, especially because she both slept with him and then gaslit him into thinking this was not serious. So, like, I'm not entirely sure the claim of, yeah, I gaslit you, but you took advantage of me, holds any motherfucking weight, because I'm like, well, technically gaslighting is a form of taking advantage of. That seems like a stretch. The big thing that I noticed is that, like, when I listened to Valencia talk about Josh, I felt bad for Valencia and was like, oh, you know what? You're right. Both of you were bad for each other, but you've made a valid point that Josh did check out, and like you terminated the relationship, so you had to be the bad guy. But in the reality was you both had terminated the relationships. You just were the one who did the bad thing. I gained no sympathy for Rebecca listening to her complain about Josh, and I'm like,
oh, I didn't gain any sympathy for Rebecca.
But it was like it is almost a perfect encapsulation of the respective characters at this moment. Like, Valencia is growing. She is learning. She's still a bitch. Like, obviously she threw a meatball sub, but like, yeah, you know what? She realized that, like, she's really sad about Josh. And that felt like a mature, appropriate response to how you would feel about a long-term relationship. Conversely, Rebecca wakes up throwing a temper tantrum and is mad and is angry that the perfect person in her brain didn't turn out to be the perfect person. We can argue all day about the taking advantage of, which, I guess we could argue that he didn't have a place to live, but we know he could live with his mom. Like, factually, that is still true. I guess if he had deceived her about the nature of what he was interested in when it comes to sleeping with her, I would hear you, but, like, he was always clear it was casual. In fact, not only was he clear, she went out of her way to make it seem like she just wanted casual, because she, I think, said, like, I care about you or something, and then gaslit him into thinking that wasn't real. I don't know that I understand why you are mad at him when you did all of these things, other than you just being nuts. Like, this is your fault. You put him in a situation where he thought it was casual, which is what he wanted, and then you got mad that he didn't treat you like a serious girlfriend. Well, you made it seem like you didn't want a serious relationship. I mean, unless I'm missing something in the episodes.
Yeah, I think...
Like, what is the source of her anger?
I think that she thinks that Josh made her feel that way. He made her say those things. He made her gaslight him because he didn't reciprocate her feelings. I'm not, like, agreeing with this behavior.
I think you're right, and I think that is literally my point.
Yeah.
That he made me gaslight her is not all that far away from she made me hit her.
Yeah. It's like...
That is what abusers do.
It's like that song that Paula sings when Rebecca gets the UTI and ends up in the hospital. And Paula is like...
you made me do all these things for you.
After everything you made me do that you didn't ask for. I think that, like, that is what's going on with Rebecca.
The difference, though, is that Rebecca did want her to do those things.
Some of them.
Like, well, Rebecca wanted her to solve the problem.
Yeah.
So, yes, she may not have explicitly said, I want you to do X, but she did want the outcome that was going to come from that.
She did, though, at one point, literally ask Paula to stop.
She did. She did literally ask Paula to stop. But then oftentimes she would say, oh, stop. Oh, so that's going to get me closer to Josh? Okay, I'm in. So, like, it was unclear enough that I can understand. And also, Paula was obsessed with their love story and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know of, like, if we were debating, like, what did Josh do to you that makes you think you had to do that? Like, did he not reciprocate right in the moment they were driving back after just having sex? Like, how quick is he supposed to have feelings after just breaking up with... Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not saying you, I'm just saying, like, Rebecca. And so, I'm like, I find myself at the same question with her. So, like, did she learn anything from this? Or, like, Valencia feels like she learned, like, you know what? I was really sad at Josh. I need to accept that I was sad about Josh. I need to process that I was sad about Josh. I'm moving on from Josh. I don't know that I feel the same way about Rebecca.
What are the
5 stages of grief?
5 stages of grief?
I believe it is anger, denial,
anger.
maybe. I'm not naming them in order. I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
I think there's deal making.
Yep.
Sadness, and then acceptance is the last one. I know that.
Yeah.
I feel like all we've gotten is anger from Rebecca.
No, she was sad before.
Okay, we've gotten sadness turned into anger.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we've gotten anything past that. As like an acceptance or any... Whereas like Valencia was angry, and then she got sad. She skipped the deal. Let's say the relationship was the deal. And now she does kind of seem to be in the acceptance stage.
Yeah.
Great. I don't think Rebecca's there.
Yeah. No, agreed. Well, and I also think it's like a completely different situation, but I think it's interesting... Josh's lesson was, man, these bitches be crazy. I just gotta not be dating any bitches. And then he's like, except this bitch is hot. Which I'm not saying that necessarily like dating another person is the wrong thing for Josh, but it's like exactly opposite of what he said he was gonna do.
Did we learn the lesson, Josh? So the interesting thing though is that like I would argue that he's half right and half wrong. Valencia is a bitch, but like their problem wasn't that she's crazy. Their problem was that, like, they're not right for each other.
Yeah.
Bitches be crazy is an appropriate statement about Rebecca. That's just actually true.
Well, and it's... I think that the something that this episode did... I said this earlier, but did a really good job of is, like, the way that women can, like, spin each other up. And men do it, too, but it's different.
I don't think you know many men. So, men do this... And I literally wrote this down. Why is it that feminist female bonding sounds very much like male drunken bonding? Because that is when men do this. Mm-hmm. But we have to be drunk as fuck and be like, you know what? He's not a good friend for you. He should be there. That's when we sound like that. Yeah. But like men just bonding is very different. Whereas like when women get on a tangent about stuff like this, and it's like, yeah, you know what? He doesn't appreciate you. Yeah, he doesn't appreciate you. He should value you. Why doesn't he value you? You know what? You should get a man who values. Yeah, I should get a man who values. And all of a sudden it turns into, fuck all these men. You're like, I thought we were just talking about what we're going to eat tonight. And it just turns into this, bloop.
I do think that it tapped into something that... Because, like, Rebecca and Valencia are really different, but this is, like, a core element of their personality that is the same. And it, like, might explain Josh's interest in both of them.
Yeah, I have a hard time reading Josh with Rebecca because Rebecca pursued him so aggressively. Now, the things I think Josh liked in Rebecca are the things that Valencia couldn't give him. Like support, like giving the job, or believing in him. But, I mean, like, even that was relatively unhealthy because she pedestaled him.
Yeah.
You know, like, it wasn't a real person. And I think the problem is that now we've gotten to the conclusion of both of them. And also, there's a big difference. Valencia and Josh both left. Mm-hmm. Like, Josh did it first emotionally. Valencia did it, officially. Rebecca never got to leave Josh. Mm-hmm. So, like, she can act all, like, feminist.
Which is why she's angry.
That's why she's angry, because it was his choice. Mm-hmm. And he did to her what Valencia, quote-unquote, did to him. And I think she's more pissed that he made the decision to leave her, the same way that Greg made the decision to leave her. Whereas Valencia's pissed that, like, oh, you kind of just weren't there for me. Like, there's a deeper and more, like, human anger that Valencia has that made her sad. Rebecca's is childish, too.
Might want to call it primal.
No, I think Rebecca's is more primal. Mm-hmm. I would say Valencia's is more... I think there's more depth to Valencia's anger.
I agree with that. There was something I was going to say about anger, but it's gone now.
It's all gone?
All gone. I think I was gonna say I think it really says something about you grow up with a narcissist like Rebecca's mother, and it makes you a narcissist too. But sure. Rebecca can be very thoughtful sometimes. It's just that when something distracts her that's about herself, she gets really lost. She made a lunch for Paula that was really adorable. Then she took one of the juice boxes that was in the lunch because she was thirsty. It was the extra juice box.
It was the extra juice box. Yeah, so, narcissist became one of those words that got very overused. Yeah. Every single person on the planet who does a selfish thing isn't a narcissist. However...
Naomi and Rebecca are narcissists.
I feel like if I Google definition of a narcissist, those two fit probably 75% plus of the characteristics.
Well, and I think Josh is not a narcissist, but I do think that Josh is selfish a lot. Or he just, like, fails to think about others.
Yeah.
It's not like it's malicious.
I think there's a difference between self-centered, and I may be using these terms wrong, where you expect the world to revolve around you, and then there's self-absorbed, where, like, you're just in your own little orbit.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I'm not expecting you to cater to me, but I am definitely not thinking about you at all.
Yeah.
Like, I am just focused on me. And I think Josh is very much in his own little orbit. And that's why things like when Rebecca's mad about, like, I don't like the way you treat me, it's not the, like, Valencia is aggressively bitchy to Josh. Josh is just, like, not thinking about Rebecca because he wants to go do his karate or play video games or do, whatever his thing is. And, like, Rebecca's also very, like, when she's into a thing, she is obsessed with a thing. So, you've got, like, contrasting styles when you're talking about Rebecca is obsessed with Josh, thinks about Josh, makes murals of Josh to a very unhealthy degree. And Josh is like, oh, hi, Rebecca. Let's have sex. Okay, bye. Off to do the next thing. So it's just, it's not compatible.
Well, and also I think Josh is an again, I'm excited to, like, get more into this, but we saw some of it with Greg. In high school, Josh was the center of everyone's universe. I think he's an only child. His parents, he love him. He had a super hot girlfriend. He was really popular. Like, all of his friends always looked to him to make all the decisions. Like that episode where Greg wants to go to the Getty. And I think it's not the same now. And he's struggling with that.
I mean, Josh peaked in high school. He is that guy. We could tell when they do the dance episode where, like, he misses... And I think part of it, Valencia says this, always the hero. He is used to being the guy that's like, oh, Josh is here! Like, he's been that guy. And I think when you are that person, life gets tough when that fades. They talk about this with athletes. You get used to the spotlight. You get used to the stardom. You get used to the adoration. And then one day you retire... And there's a new kid who's getting all the stardom and adoration and spotlight, and now you're just the memory. And that's a very hard transition. He got, like, a condensed version of that, and now it's, well, you don't have the hot girlfriend that everyone envies. Your best friend just left you. What does he do? I think Josh really, and I know a lot of people like this, struggles to be alone. Yeah. Especially with his thoughts. His thoughts are dark. I mean, some of those thoughts that we heard were like, what if I go to hell? What if... But then it's like a shallow, deep thought.
If I can't hit the gym, how will I ever be a good father?
What if I go to hell and it's like when I tore my ACL? What?
What about that time that I used to like avocados, then I stopped liking avocados? What if that happens with my mom?
If it works on avocados, it could work on my mom, and you're just like... But it's like, it's sad and funny because it's like, to him, because he's, and this is the point I was kind of making with Scott, Josh is just dumb. Yeah. You can't expect Josh to just figure it out. He's not that smart.
Well, and actually, some of those thoughts are kind of deep thoughts.
They are very deep thoughts.
Because, like, Josh, I don't want to say that he's shallow, like, in that he never has a deep thought or, like, never, but I think... To him, he's just sort of like, well, when I like a thing, I like it, and then later I don't like it. What if the people that like and care for me just later don't like me? And I think that is like a deep fear that he has.
I think we use the term shallow as a society to talk about like people who are superficial.
Yeah.
And really, that's probably the wrong usage of the word shallow. Josh is more of what I would actually picture of, like, he's a kiddie pool of thoughts.
Yeah.
There's no deep, like, it's not 5 feet deep. It's just, well, what if I stop liking my mom? Like, that's a childish fear. That's like a little kid who doesn't understand complex issues. Yeah. And, like, Josh isn't malicious about it. He's just like, well, I still want to love my mom. I might not love my mom.
Yeah.
Or if I don't work out, I might not be a good father. That does confuse me. I'm going to be quite honest.
I mean, it could... Maybe I'm giving Josh too much credit here. It could be, in Josh's mind, Josh is committed to the gym. And if he can't commit to the gym, how can he commit to being a father?
That makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense.
But I don't know if that really is where his mind is going. But
you know what? Let's give Josh a win here, and let's say that's where it's going. But I thought this was a really good episode for, like, I kind of understand, like, I'm a serial monogamist, so I can appreciate the, like, and not that, like, he has I think his serial monogamy is more of a needs to be in a relationship as opposed to, like, some people like dating. Like, there's, like, two different versions of that. Like, I don't really like the let's date a bunch of people and figure it out. Like, I'd rather just, like, find a person and be with a person, and then I'll do that for a long period of time, and if it doesn't work, you stop and you try again. Whereas, like, I think Josh just needs someone to be with him at all times.
Well, I think that it's because Josh is I mean, we've sort of talked about how it's okay that Josh doesn't want to be a lawyer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's totally fine. He
Totally
needs
reasonable.
to be able to take care of himself.
Sure.
But I don't think that Josh seeks external validation. That's why he likes to date. He always likes to be dating someone which is, I think, also why he was so into Rebecca, because she was so into him. He needs to make someone else feel good, because he doesn't feel like he has a lot going on inside.
Oh, that's interesting. I thought he liked Rebecca because she makes him feel special.
Yeah, that also. 100%.
Okay.
He seeks all validation externally. He doesn't know how to validate internally, so he can't be alone with his thoughts.
Fair.
And
he's never had to be.
I think that's a problem. And that doesn't have to be he doesn't have to be a lawyer to get it could be something else.
I don't think it's I mean, this is probably just more philosophy. Like, I don't think the problem is his lack of, like, a career.
No, yeah. I mean, it could be that, but he needs something that he feels good about himself. He really likes Aloha Tex. It's his happy place somehow.
I think Josh is one of those people that, like, while he doesn't need a purpose, I think he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, I just think he is kind of aimlessly drifting. And a lot of people, I think, make the mistake of using their career as, like, well, that will be the thing I focus on. Mm-hmm. Like, Rebecca did that. Mm-hmm. That isn't the answer, because Rebecca was still miserable. Mm-hmm. There's got to be an in-between between Josh's coasting through life and Rebecca's work obsession. Who has that? Who knows? But that's probably where both of them need to get to.
Yeah. Yeah. What else you got? Anything on Rebecca?
Yeah, let's talk about Rebecca and Paula.
Okay.
Loved their interaction at the beginning. Thought that was cute. That was adorable. Loved that Sunil calls out that, oh, your daughter. Which...
100%.
What's funny about it is that, like, that felt like the first time Paula realized that, yeah, you guys act like mother-daughter.
I mean, she literally called herself Mama Paula.
But you can say that without necessarily clicking it. Like, because you could say Mama Bear, I'm just like the protector. Like, I don't think she realized that, and I don't necessarily know that she knew other people saw it that way.
Especially strangers.
Especially, like, a random person clocked the y'all act like mother and daughter. Obviously, it's that other, like, everyone must know this.
Well, and I also think that something that's interesting is, I also saw that while watching it, like the mother-daughter dynamic, but the actual thing that Rebecca did, the bringing the lunch, is a mom thing. It's like she's like emulating Paula's mom.
Rebecca was being a mom to Paula.
Yeah.
That was the funny part.
Yeah.
But then, like, she would do some cringe stuff, and Paula was like, no. Like, there were a few things where, like, they would flip back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, it was like Rebecca being Paula to Paula sometimes, and then sometimes Rebecca would go back to being Rebecca. So it was like, it was kind of a funny dynamic between the two of them, actually.
Yeah, I mean, at the end, it was so incredibly awkward. I think Paula is struggling to, like, not engage. I mean, she's always been struggling not to engage with the Josh stuff. But she also, because of the Josh stuff, has strong feelings about Valencia. And she's just, like, trying not to think about that.
What's funny to me about that, too, is that, like, Heather in 5 days or 7 days figured out a better way to deal with the Josh problem than Paula did in months. Yeah. Which is, I don't want to hear about this, and every time you talk about it, I'm going to punish you financially. And then Valencia's like, well, that's a great idea. Pay up. Yeah. It's like a swear jar. Like, nope. Every time you do it, it's going to cost you money. And I was like, Paula, that was always the answer in front of you.
Well, I think
why can't you be a friend without engaging in this nonsense? And part of it is that it's a drug for her.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be true anymore, because Paula was looking for a drug to escape her boring, meaningless life. Like, I don't want to say it in, like, her being a mom was meaningless, but, like, she was not satisfied by that. Her marriage was falling apart. Her kids are psychotic, though, boy, I would stick my psychotic machete-wielding son on the jackass. But go get it. But now that's not a problem anymore. She doesn't have that void in her life. Yeah. So, like, it should be easier to engage with Rebecca.
Yeah.
Should be.
It should be. But I think they're trying to... I think she... Like we saw in either the last episode or the one before, I think Paula doesn't know how to be genuine with Rebecca because she's, like, afraid to burden her.
Yeah, and
she's afraid they won't be friends if she doesn't have this to offer.
I've always wondered, was it afraid that she's going to burden her? Because she doesn't talk about Rebecca in a realistic manner. Like, even Sunil was like, oh, she's very self-centered. It's all about her. And she's like, no! It's like, well,
yeah,
kinda. And actually, 100%.
Also, like, Paula told a room full of strangers, including Sunil, that she had an abortion, but Rebecca still doesn't know that.
I assume that's a very personal thing, and you probably don't shout that out in the room full of law students.
Yeah. I like how it helped her bond with Sunil, though. I'm into Sunil. He's like, my wife died. I have 2 small daughters. My life is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure, like, it was obviously very funny and hilarious that, like, they're doing the skulking in the dark clothes in the broad daylight. That sort of doesn't do anything.
Didn't make any sense at all.
It just makes you, if it's not dark out, the clothes just make you look suspicious.
It stands out. You look like robbers going through, and you're like, well, why are you looking like this?
Because they could just be going into someone's room. Like, that could be what they're doing.
Totally normal. But it did feel right, as the way Paula said, yes, but we're doing it for me now.
Yeah.
Which we never did before.
Yeah, I think, like, it was for, although it's so funny, like, they could have just Googled that. Don't know why neither of them thought of that.
But I kind of think Paula misses that.
Yeah,
she liked it. Remember when she goes on the adventure with Scott?
Yeah.
They, like, get all randy. I think that's where the baby came from, actually.
Probably.
Probably that night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think part of this, too, is that, like, Paula still got to do some shenanigans, but the shenanigans weren't just all about Rebecca. And I think she missed that.
Yeah.
But I think it also reminded her that she did miss those shenanigans with Rebecca.
Yeah.
Even if they were unbelievably toxic and unbelievably unhealthy.
Yeah.
Okay, I will close my thoughts on Rebecca with this. I still didn't like Rebecca in this episode, but this is probably the most I've been able to tolerate her. Now, there's a lot of things in here that were gross. Kidnapping. First off, not respecting that Valencia doesn't want to talk to you is fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
That is
fucked up.
You can't. Second, her performative feminism is irritating. You should read. I hate it when people are like, "I just read this life-changing book. You need to read this right now." And I'm like, "Bitch, you don't know me. Like, maybe you could suggest to be like, hey, this might be helpful, but like, shut up. One time is enough." Like, I kind of agree with our friend who's like, if you keep recommending a TV show to me, I'm not going to watch it out of spite. I kind of understand that. And Rebecca, of course, in true Rebecca fashion, is like, well, no, you need to watch this. I watched it. I read this. Like,
and it's called Blood and Lice? Gross.
It is, yeah. Without getting into, there are aspects of our society that I get annoyed when they get preachy, shall we say. Mm-hmm. And that felt like that. Where it's like, well, this thing worked for me, it's going to work for you. And I'm like, I'm glad it worked for you. Kindly fuck off.
Well, it also, like, didn't. It's interesting because it, like, isn't, the core of it is not working for Rebecca, but it did, it worked on Valencia.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Valencia's ready to hear that.
Yeah.
Rebecca is still, like, she's using that in the same way she uses Mrs. Douche, or, like, it's an escape to solve a problem because she won't actually address the real fucking problem.
Yeah.
Though she had great advice for Darryl. It was like the part of her that, like, is still sane snapped in right there and gave Darryl some of the best advice ever. Like, well, so what? He likes you. He's here every day.
Yeah.
And you're just like, where the fuck is that Rebecca most of the time? Like,
thinking about herself.
Exactly. But, like, in a moment, she saw a person, a friend of hers in need. She snapped into being Rebecca and helped him and fixed their relationship. Like, she is capable of it. It's almost somewhat frustrating because she is capable of that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she needed to feel that anger so that she could break through her, like, obsession about it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Do you want to talk about White Josh and Darryl?
Oh, of course I want to talk about White Josh and Darryl.
First of all, actually, when White Josh and Rebecca are just, like, teasing each other in the office, love that dynamic.
That was
it's
great.
amazing.
That's fucking great.
They just both don't really like each other, and I'm like, why would you not like White Josh?
Well,
I mean, I understand why Rebecca wouldn't like White Josh, but White Josh is wonderful.
Yeah. It kind of makes sense why Rebecca doesn't like White Josh, because White Josh is one of the few people to call her out.
Yeah.
And, like, he's judgy, and she doesn't like being judged. But also White Josh is the best, and he's right.
I love that. I love how she made fun of him for wearing a shirt with sleeves on it, and it made me think of that, like, gif that from the Twilight movies that they, like, Edward is like, doesn't he own a shirt? And then they, like, turn it into, like, it's like a song. It's, like, very funny.
What?
Not in the movie, but they, like, turn it, like, meme and gif into a song. Like, why would he own a shirt?
Yeah, I've always wondered what, and because of the demographic they were appealing to. Also, his hilarious fat shaming of her was brilliant. And like, yeah, it's funny because every time I see you in here, and I'm in here a lot, I see another muffin going down your gullet. And I was like, damn.
There is an insane amount of fat shaming in this episode.
Yeah. A lot of it by Rebecca on Rebecca.
Yeah. I mean, I think it makes sense for the context of
absolutely.
Of like how Rebecca's experience with her mom.
Let's just assume we hear Rebecca, but we're hearing Naomi.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and also like, I don't look at Rebecca as like obese, but she's not in great shape either. Especially compared to like a Valencia.
She's just like a normal looking person.
She's a normal looking person. Like Valencia is like, what does she say? She's in her most people's ideal wedding weight is Valencia's fat. Like it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Darryl didn't think White Josh had a past? I'm just unclear as to what his expectations were for, like, White Josh is an objectively attractive man. You assume he has dated other men in the life. I guess he was bothered that all these men were older?
Yeah, I think that Darryl thought that he was special in that, like, because I think that Darryl
assumed that he's not his type, and then he was so special that he changed his type.
Exactly. Or I think it made him feel... I totally get where Darryl's coming from. Because I think that before, he was really struggling with, like, I'm not attractive enough to be with Josh, but he obviously really likes me, because, like, otherwise this wouldn't be a thing. But now he's like, oh, does Josh only like me because I'm old? Like, does he not actually like me? And it was really interesting to see Josh's side of that, too, that, like, he feels insecure, too.
Yep. Because he feels like a boy toy, which is what I would assume an older man doing with a... The funny thing about that, and part of this, I just don't understand insecurity like that. I mean, I just don't. It's just, you could just be bad at it.
Roger's just amazing.
Not even that. It's like, it's one of those things that's always stupid when you think about it. Every insecurity is usually dumb, because if you're insecure about your dancing... just admit you're a bad dancer and get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really that big of a deal, and you're usually the only person who cares about it. Anyway, if White Josh's ex-boyfriends had been people who all look like White Josh, that would have also made Darryl insecure. Yeah. Because he would have been like, oh my god, I'm really not attractive enough for White Josh. Yeah. So there was no scenario in which he wasn't going to be freaked the fuck out.
100%. 100%.
It was probably better that he did date men who look like him, because then it's just like, well, yeah, you're clearly attractive enough, which is the thing you can't control, and it's the personality I care about, which is the thing you can control.
Yeah. I also loved when they said hi to, like, 5 of Josh's exes.
That shit was fun.
And Darryl was like, are all of these people your exes?
No, I would never date Paul.
That's gross. Just 4 of them, obviously.
I will say that does speak to a thing that I've noticed, that some groups have this weird... the term is probably not right, but like I think it's weird when people have this incestual dating within the friend group thing where like everyone's kind of dated everyone. I'm just like, that's weird. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be hanging out with 5 of my exes. Like that's like, I'm not talking about we went on a date. Like I dated all of you.
I think that is more common in queer relationships.
I know a decent amount of straight people who've done it.
Yeah.
Like it's usually in social circles. I'm just like, when I played flag football, my God, everyone seems to sleep with everyone. And obviously, I maybe shouldn't talk because I married my wife from flag football. But like, as well as I was dating 15 girls from the flag league, or I've heard about this in like theater groups or band groups. Like when I was younger and everyone's more cliquey, all the debate people have dated all the debate people, and all of the football people have dated all the cheerleaders. And you're like, good Lord, you guys all get around.
It's hard when it's a like an activity based thing, because like if that's the activity you do, that's where you meet people.
Sure.
But it's more complicated when it like is actually also your friend group.
Yeah, I guess that my issue is more so like, if that's the thing you do, so be it. But if that's your friend group, what the fuck? Because, they say you shouldn't date people at work, because when it doesn't work, and it most of the time won't, you still have to work with that person. You still have to be friends.
Yeah. I mean, I do also think that there's sometimes, there also wasn't any information other than the first old guy, whose name, Carl?
Yep.
There wasn't like any information about like the depth, because it's also very normal to like go on a date with someone and be like, oh, we shouldn't date, but like we can be friends now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And maybe you figure that out after like the 3rd date or whatever. But that's different than like I dated this person for 5 years and now we're in a very close friend circle together.
Also, you probably had more dates than I have, certainly in the last 14 years. How many of the people have you dated that you've become friends with?
2.
Uh-huh. Not very...
How many people do you think I've dated in the past 14 years?
5?
Sure.
That's... Yeah, right? Like, it's not... And that's... I would say 2 out of 5 is probably a very high hit rate. I would say the number is a lot closer to 0. Yeah. That was... But, like, again, nice seeing the conclusion was... Because I think we were... definitely the show and the episode was looking at everything from Darryl's perspective and his insecurities. Yeah. So the twist being that, like, Josh being like, well, you don't take me seriously was like, oh shit, Darryl, you probably forgot that he also has an insecurity here.
Well, it was interesting because one of Darryl's insecurities was, I'm afraid to make him feel like this is too serious.
Yep, which is
valid.
That
is like literally what Josh wanted. This is why communication is really important.
Just about to say, you know what solves 99% of fights in sitcom relationships? Can you two just go in a room and talk for a second? Yeah. And I know that's a real thing. Like, everyone is bad at communicating, whether they think they're good or not. It was just funny to, like, hey, had y'all, like, had a conversation about, like, hey, you know, I don't want to make this too serious, and I feel like you have to meet my daughter. He would have been like, I would love to meet your daughter.
Yeah.
And he'd been like, oh, we're on the same page.
Yep.
White Darryl and Josh are the best. They're also like a palate cleanser for Rebecca. Like, they're ridiculous, but like ridiculous with some heart.
It also just feels real. Like, that's a normal thing that people struggle with.
They almost always feel more normal, even when they're being extra as fuck. Anything else on the White Josh and Darryl?
No.
I kind of want to see more White Josh and Rebecca. I think they both have a great sassy tone with each other.
I want White Josh to have a song. Have we had?
He's been in a song, but I don't think he's had a song. Yeah.
Do you have any other things?
I want to talk a little bit more about Josh.
Okay.
I think that's my last one. Let's talk about having Valencia at the end too. So I feel like this is the first time we've really seen Josh explored in depth. And does that because you're notably anti-Josh Chan for a Rebecca partner.
Yeah. I will say the first time I watched this show, I was incredibly anti-Josh.
Is this how many times have you watched this show?
This is my 3rd time.
Okay. I was going to ask, what are your...
The second time, I really came around to Josh by the end of the show. Not as a partner for Rebecca, but as a human being.
But as a human being.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the part, because I both felt angry at him for what he did to Valencia, because you definitely feel sympathy for Valencia here, and it's like, wow, Josh, you did fuck her over. Like, not only... Because the reality I will say that he is wrong for is that, like, he let Rebecca continue to do things that were obviously shady against Valencia and didn't shut that shit down. In fact, when she said stop hanging out with him, he went out of his way to have lunch with her behind her back. So, like... And he liked the attention. We all knew that. That was the part that was wrong. You know, kissing in the courtroom, all that stuff. So, like, on the one hand, I'm like, you're kind of a dick, Josh. But then on the other hand, you hear Rebecca complain. I'm like, Josh, you're also kind of the victim here. Like, this crazy girl launched this weird-ass psychotic plan to chase you down across the country and not ruined your relationship, because I think the relationship was fundamentally flawed. But she certainly was, like, the, match that lit the fire. Because I think Valencia says it. Like, I always knew you were trying to steal him away. I'm also a little surprised. We can talk about Valencia and Rebecca, but like, she's not more mad at Valencia's not more mad at Rebecca than she is, that's the typical girl is mad at the girl as opposed to the guy who hurt me trope.
I mean, I think that Valencia, and this is giving like a lot more depth to Valencia as a character than you would normally get from a sitcom like this.
Especially the shallow bitch, essentially.
Yeah. I think that Valencia knows that their relationship was already... Like, she said that to Rebecca at some point. She's like, our relationship was already broken. Like, you didn't do this. Yeah. You just made it happen faster.
Correct.
And I think that she knows that.
Which is easy to say, but it's still hard to typically, like... Regardless of whether that was true, you still intentionally tried to steal my boyfriend. Like, there's a logical resentment there that, like, she's not wrong for resenting that.
I also do think that Valencia and the reasons that Rebecca did this were all entirely selfish about Josh. But
Yeah.
I think that Valencia also, like, respects Rebecca, or like Rebecca's really smart. Like, that is just, like, objectively true.
Yeah.
And, like, Rebecca helped Valencia get a yoga studio. Like, I think that, like, she likes things about Rebecca.
Yep.
And I think that she, like, did want to be her friend and was, like, actively hurt in that early episode when Rebecca tried to kiss her.
Oh, the one where she talks about how she wanted to be her?
At Spiders with the apostrophe in a questionable location.
Yes. Yeah. But that's the one with the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Feeling kind of naughty.
Yeah, where we talked about how, that is a lot of female relationships in a nutshell. I don't like you, I want to be you. Especially when you're a crazy, jealous ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. And so I think that in some ways, Valencia wants to be Rebecca also. Not in a creepy stalker way, but I think that she wants to be, like, successful and fierce and powerful like Rebecca.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely qualities, like Rebecca, for all of her headstrong stupidity, is certainly not afraid to go get what she wants. Mm-hmm. Now, she will do the dumbest thing possible in the attempt to acquire that, but, like, she's not timid, even when she probably should be. Whereas, strange enough, Valencia is relatively timid. Now, she can be bitchy, but, like, she's not going to necessarily go, like, I'm going to go, she wasn't going to do the yoga studio thing, and then Rebecca's like, nah, I got this. I'll take care of it and handle it. That is fascinating, and, like, I feel like the thing with Josh is that, like, I'm not sure if he learned the lesson or not. Because I feel like the lesson of, I'm just going to not date girls, isn't probably the correct answer. Though it might have been the necessary, like, cleanser.
Yeah, I mean, I think the right answer is, I need to figure out how to feel good about myself without external validation. And that doesn't mean that you can't date a person. Mm-hmm. You just have to figure out how to get that validation from inside.
Yep. And, like, why do you have these intrusive thoughts that creep you out? Maybe you need some help.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to talk about some lines?
Yeah. Let's talk about Heather and Valencia real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me that...
You're basic, but in an enjoyable way.
You know what's the best part? Valencia didn't even...
She was like,
yeah, true, you're right. And everyone was like, that is how you would describe Valencia.
Yeah.
Those two immediately seemed like friends to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just everything about them works because, like, Heather's so no nonsense and just, like, she'll just call Valencia out on her shit and Valencia's like, yeah, you're right. Like, I feel like that is kind of how you have to be with her, and, like, bitchy women respect other bitchy women. Like, and, like, Heather's not bitchy.
They're bitchy in different ways.
They're bitchy in different ways. Like, snarky and, but,
they're
like,
both incredibly judgmental.
Yes, they are.
And it doesn't mean
so
that
is
it's
White Josh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I want to see them hang out.
Fuck yeah. Which is a bit of a stereotype that...
Yeah, that's true.
But
that's
whatever.
True.
I think that pairing is good for the show.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, lines?
I just love Sunil's description of Rebecca. She just had that me vibe.
And I was sitting there, I was like, that is exactly how I would describe Bunch sanity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Rebecca to Valencia. You're like most people's dream wedding weight.
Yeah. Rebecca about the decor at the knockoff Burning Man. It's what I imagined Easter to be like if I had been allowed to believe in Jesus.
Perfect.
It's funny on so many levels.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Especially because, like, on a really deep level for Rebecca, like, her father was Christian and her mother was Jewish, so it, like, is really tied up in that abandonment thing. And also, like, that is literally not what Easter is like, either in the commercial sense or in the religious sense.
I don't know where she got that imagination from about what Easter is, but that is not what I assume Easter is, literally in the slightest.
Yeah.
My last one, which it comes from Madison. I like your boyfriend, Daddy. He ain't cheap.
That was good.
That little girl is going to get everything she wants in life because she knows how to ask for it. Like, oh, no. I didn't say I don't want this. I said I also want the other thing. Mm-hmm. I was like, good for you.
My last one is part of the, like, performative feminist spiral at the end when Rebecca goes, this is the reason there's a pay gap. Which is not untrue based on what she was saying, but is like a really far non sequitur from what they were originally talking about.
That feels like a bit of like a... You're not wrong that there's a pay gap, but is it this reason that there's not a pay gap?
Yeah.
Also, was Rebecca concerned about the pay gap 5 minutes ago?
No.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about the Triceratops ballet before we move to favorite moment. It's, again, not really a song, but I did like how they pulled on multiple themes, because Valencia's was the villain in My Own Story. So she's, like, overcoming being the damsel, which is actually, like, what happens to her in this episode.
Well, and also, it did a good job of, like, she had to kill Josh in that scene, but she was forced into that by Josh.
Yeah.
Like, it's exactly how she described the relationship. Yeah, I broke up, but, like, you left me no choice.
Yeah. And Rebecca was a dinosaur that sits on his chest and rips out his heart.
Yeah, after she chased him around.
Yeah.
Like, you...
Rebecca's songs, which are sort of fitting, are the new theme, I'm Just a Girl in Love. So the, like... I'm made crazy by my love. And then when she's chasing him, it's I have friends, which was really sad. All right, I have 3 favorite moments.
I have friends.
You definitely have friends.
I have friends. I think I have one most favorite moment, but I think I'm going to agree with all of yours.
I don't think they'll be the same.
Okay.
My first one, as I mentioned before, was just Rebecca and Valencia just excellently portraying what it's like to get stuck in like a verbal rampage spiral.
Yep, one of my favorite. The performative
it just like worked so well.
Where they just work each other up into like a rage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
White Josh and Madison holding hands at the end of the episode just like really got me.
Agreed.
And this is more of a like thing that I'm looking forward to, but I love Brittany Snow. I love Brittany Snow. I think she is so funny, and she's a great singer. The blonde, the hot blonde.
Oh.
She's in Pitch Perfect.
Yeah. I thought I'd seen her before.
She's also in this really bad movie that I love so much with Vin Diesel called The Pacifier.
Oh, I watched The Pacifier. The babysitter, right?
The babysitter.
Yeah.
Brittany Snow just has like excellent comedic timing.
Is she the teenager?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's really funny.
Yeah.
I just really like her. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with her.
Got no beef with that. I agree with all those. My most favorite moment, mostly because this ties back to a real thing that I've seen happen in real life. There's a point during the like spiral, after he catches them peeing, where they just start spinning each other up, and my man slides deftly out of the tent, just quietly, and just is like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, we both laughed super hard. I was like, perfect response. There's no need for you to be there. Run.
Favorite song?
I only thought of one as a song, so along with my thoughts. I also liked it generally because I enjoyed the fact that we got to see some depth from Josh that we normally don't get.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't love either of these songs.
Don't love, huh?
But I actually chose the Thought Bubbles Reprise as my favorite.
Okay. I never think of reprises as like...
I mean, sometimes they are and sometimes they're not.
No, I get what you're saying.
It was just very funny that like it drew on his like, he can't be alone with his thoughts, and now his thoughts are about this hot woman. I thought that was very funny. But my favorite line from a song was from the original Thought Bubbles. I love when he just like starts going off into rhyming things, and then the Edgar Allan Poe. Poe.
It was great. Also, was he just sitting there untangling headphone cords?
Yeah. I don't know how they got so tangled at the store, because shouldn't they be in packages?
I'm assuming this is like a GameStop where people returned these things.
Oh, okay.
Or these are the ones that you give out to like let people listen to the computers and whatnot.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Most ridiculous moment? I have 2.
Yeah, I also have 2. They peed on equipment.
Yeah, they peed on equipment that doesn't even belong to Josh.
Yeah. I understand, we've talked about this in our other podcast, that getting revenge is not always the thing that is going to solve you. This isn't even revenge.
Yeah, that was the worst part. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't, like, agree with it, but
Sure.
if they were trying to get revenge on Josh, I'd be like, all right. But they were peeing on this stuff that doesn't belong to him so that they could reclaim their independence from him.
Because he had marked them, and so they were unmarking themselves?
On things that don't belong to Josh.
Yes.
Like the revenge piece where he, like, has to touch shit that they peed on is like, kind of funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I just, like, that wasn't their goal. It was ridiculous.
It was absolutely absurd. It's also, like, the kind of perfect scenario for why I kept calling it performative feminism. Like, you're doing a thing, but, like, you're not really accomplishing anything.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what the peeing was on that one. What's your other one?
Rebecca thinks that she was taken advantage of and doesn't take any culpability in that situation at all.
I have Rebecca sees herself as the victim of Josh. Yep, 100%. I was like, oh, you think that you were the victim here. And I'm not surprised. I'm just like, how can you possibly think
You're
that?
not surprised, you're just disappointed.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. I have 1 loser and 3 winners. Maybe 1.5 losers.
I have 4 winners and 1 loser.
Okay.
So, who is your Why don't we debate the half first?
Josh, but I don't.
Explain.
Mainly because Josh set an intention and did not stick to that intention for any length of time whatsoever.
Nope, you are correct. He did not stick to that intention.
So he's my half,
Mm-hmm.
and then my other one is Rebecca because she didn't learn anything, but she did make a friend.
I'm so proud of you, though I do find myself often confused because I feel like you go back and forth with whether Rebecca learned something, cost her a winner or not.
Yeah.
Because, there's episodes, I mean...
I think that sometimes I think that she learned something and you don't.
Well, because her behavior indicates usually that she didn't learn a thing. Like, when we talk about, like, I need it because it's about to die. It's about to die! Look, Rebecca's actions also in this one are deplorable. Like, it's funny that she kidnapped Valencia, but that's disgusting.
Yeah.
The only good thing I would argue that she does here is the conversation with Darryl. Everything else is still selfish and awful and typical Rebecca, and you're just like, why are you this way? Oh, Chelsea is the best.
Yeah, I am the best. I'm smart.
I have smart friends.
You are lucky to have a smart friend.
I am very lucky to have a smart friend.
Yeah. Do you have other losers?
No. Josh is one I want to talk about a little bit more because, like, I don't know that he is what I would think of when I say you lost.
The same. That's why I didn't write him down as a loser. I don't.
But I see where you're coming from because, like, it's almost like he experienced a bad thing, but I think it was good for him to actually have some depth and understand that, like, hey, I have some dark thoughts. Now, he didn't learn the lesson either.
Yeah.
Because he immediately went to the hot blonde girl. Though, it's funny, it does prove what we were talking about before. We were like, does Josh really struggle to get hot chicks? Obviously not. Also, did he really use the pickup line, I work out?
He did.
And it worked. She gave him his number, or her number. So,
she did.
I mean,
She did.
More power to you, man. But yeah, I think Rebecca's the clear loser here.
I'm curious who your 4th winner is.
Yep. Fair.
Okay.
I think we have the same 3.
I have Valencia, White Josh, and Darryl.
Those are the 3 of the 4 that I have.
Yeah. I mean, Valencia learned a thing. She did it. White Josh and Darryl are adorable and overcame their insecurities.
In a perfect way.
Yeah. Who's your 4th one?
Josh.
Josh, okay.
And it's mostly because I think the bar is so low for Josh that it is easier for him to win episodes than other characters because any growth, any progress is like win. Like if he has a deep thought, which he did in this episode, he actually did something like good. And I think he also was honest with himself in a way that he's not usually honest.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that we usually hear the like, oh, my best friend left, and you know I just broke up with 2 girls, and like it just feels like Josh is trending in the right direction. And like instead of like he could have very easily flipped out on Rebecca and Valencia for peeing on the equipment. But, like, he didn't, he once again handled that in the proper situation. Like, I get why you're mad at me. That makes sense, but, like, I'm just getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he let them do their thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got Josh as my 4th winner.
Nice.
Also, got the hot girl in the end.
Yeah. Well, next time we are going to listen to, or watch, and you'll listen to us, talk about Season 2, Episode 6, Who Needs Josh When You Have a Girl Group?
Yeah. Interestingly enough, is this girl group going to include Paula?
That's a good question.
Because I feel like the optimal girl group is including Paula in there. You've got maximum shenanigans and scheming.
Maximum shenanigans.
Maximum shenanigans. But I don't think that's the optimal thing for Paula.
Yeah.
Paula should be at a different stage. And also Rebecca, Heather, Valencia are all in similar stages in life, age-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And like, Paula is already a mother. Paula has a family. Paula wants to get a degree. Like, not that they can't be friends, but like they should be doing different things. Now, obviously, Rebecca's already finished college and Paula's going back to college, but like they're at different stages in their life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why when you talk about like age gaps, right? Like someone's ready to settle down and have a family, and the other one wants to go out and club every night. You guys aren't that compatible right now.
It's true. Well, I'm excited to find out about this girl group and more Brittany Snow, please.
That is the blonde that Josh is now dating.
Anna, I think her name is.
Yeah, I think that's going to be funny. Also, I want to see Anna with Rebecca, and I want to see Anna with Valencia. And I kind of want to see Anna with Heather.
Yeah, I would like that.
Yeah, I think that's all going to be funny.
Well, please be sure to join us next time when we watch Season 2, Episode 6, Who Needs Josh When You Have a Girl Group?
We'll see you next time.